All right, everybody, welcome in season 3, episode 8 of the Swishlist podcast. We have a ton to discuss with you guys tonight, starting with Victor Wembanyama and the Spurs beating the Oklahoma City Thunder. We need to talk about what's happening in the West and the East with how close the standings are. We've got a Would You Rather Jason Tatum edition, one-on-one matchups as always. We've got a Hooper matchup. Who would you start your franchise with? D Wade versus James Harden, all-time shooting guards. I know y'all forgot about this time. We're going to do a team edition. We have a lot to discuss tonight, but we have to start this episode by talking about that NBA Cup game that we just saw. That was incredible basketball. It felt like a game 6 in an NBA Finals game. Like Wemby wanted to destroy Chet. He wanted to destroy SGA. He wanted to destroy the Oklahoma City Thunder. And the Thunder, they wanted that win. They wanted to break the all-time win streak record for the Thunder. They wanted to have the best start in NBA history. And they also didn't want to drive the ball into the paint when Wemby was playing. I think there was 3 plays that they tried to go to the rim. There was the SGA 6 counters where he ends up like falling down, passing it to Chet, and Chet gets fouled. You have J-Dub getting the layup when Wemby's not willing to go off help defense from Chet. And you have one other time that I literally saw someone try Wemby around the rim. But oh my gosh, the game was incredible. Wemby's shot creating ability, the inbounds, the back and forth, the cells hitting threes, Castle with the lay-ins. Caruso was a dog in that game. Like, it was an incredible game.
The best game of the season so far.
Oh, for
100%.
sure.
Like,
For sure.
that was the first time that I've seen OKC look uncomfortable in the clutch this season. And I can only attest it to Victor Wembanyama. Like, both sides of the ball seemed like they did not know what to do against Wemby. And how are you supposed to know what to do? But the back and forth that we had at the end of the game was amazing. You have the 2 young teams who have had a day off. They've had a chance to, go through the game plans. Like, this is playoff basketball. You're planning for the team that you're playing the next day. It was just gorgeous basketball to see them go back and forth. You get the one-on-one matchup with Chet and Wemby going at each other. Wemby blocks him. Wemby drives. Lou Dort smacks the ball out of his hand. Caruso's absolutely guarding. Caruso's doing his best on Wemby, pokes the ball loose. Wemby catches it back, hits the shot. Like, every possession, you just got to see something incredible. And it's just one of the best matchups that we've seen all year.
It felt like a heavyweight title fight. Like, they were trading haymakers every possession, close game, back and forth, quality coaching,
Yes.
knowing when to foul, knowing how to foul. It was so good.
The adjustments were beautiful. I mean, Wemby doesn't start the game because it's his first game back.
Mm-hmm.
And 5 minutes before halftime, OKC's up. Nobody's surprised. This team's 24-1.
Yeah.
Everybody's okay. They're going to go into half up 10. It's all right. Wemby comes in, and all of a sudden, it's a 1-point game at halftime. I think even OKC was like, what just happened at the end of the half? What did Wemby do to us? This man's plus-minus was unbelievable throughout the entire game. But he made that a close game, and then the whole team closed it out. So it was just a beautiful performance from Wemby to just instill the confidence in his team that we can go and beat this team. And you could see it in Devin Vassell's eyes, in De'Aaron Fox's eyes, Stephon Castle's eyes, just the types of plays that they were making. You don't see that stuff every day against a team that's 24-1. And it was just awesome to see the confidence from these young guys.
Listen, Wemby is everything that the old heads want in a player. He's going to get a bucket, and he's going to tell it to your face. He's going to point you. He's going to point at you. He's going to flex on you. He's going to dunk on you. He'll shoot it over you. He does not care who you are. He does not care about your record. He doesn't care about how you play. He wants to crush you. Everyone in the league he wants to put on notice every single night.
Which is what we're missing in the league today. We
Mhm.
have so much of this buddy, social media. Everybody's cool with each other. We need some rivalries where some guys are disrespecting each other on the court.
This is it. This is the new NBA rivalry right here.
This is
the one that we're going to be watching for the next 8 years, right?
It has to be. And
Mhm.
it needs to be personal, because my issue with OKC sometimes, especially Shea, he is so humble to a fault of a superstar. Like, he has this confidence, but doesn't direct it at anybody. His ultimate confidence is just in his team and their ability and how good they are. It's never directed at a single person. Even when he talks about how easy their road to the final was last year, all he says is, I don't know, it didn't feel like it was that challenging. He doesn't call out, you know, the Nuggets, the teams that he played. He doesn't call out the Timberwolves for not being a good team. He keeps it very humble. So I need some on-court beef between Shea, Wemby. Like, we need these guys to actually be butting heads. It's going to be great for basketball.
Well, J-Dub does the same thing. I mean, he's like the neutralizer every single time he gets asked a question. Wemby's great at the podium. He's fantastic at the podium, but you can tell that Wemby has something to prove every time he plays Chet. And I don't know if it's you explained this a little bit. I love you to go into some detail when we were talking through the week, but is it Chet is ducking Wemby, or is it truly a scheme? Is it a defensive scheme that's why they're not matching up?
It's the scheme. We've seen it work. The Suns were able to guard the Spurs very well. They put Royce O'Neal on him, and I think the Trailblazers did it as well with Kamara. They put a smaller guy on Wemby to make him more uncomfortable. Able to dig their arm just into his hip the entire time, rather than putting a 7-footer on who can match up with him. Because if you think about it, for a player like Chet, when he's matched up against a 7-footer, nobody's moving Wemby does. I
Yeah.
don't think he would do as well guarding him than a J-Dub, a Cason Wallace, a Lou Dort. So I think this isn't NBA 2K. This is actually the NBA, and guys put effort into defense because they are specifically defenders. And I think J-Dub gets a chance to, he's got those broad shoulders. He can take a chance at just guarding him better than Chet would. Just put Chet on a center. And it works for some teams. Like Royce O'Neal did a great job at defending Wemby. That's why the Suns were in multiple games against the Spurs. So I think it's just different matchups than what you would think you would match up for height. Sometimes height isn't always the best thing. Why was Dennis Rodman able to guard every center? Why was Ben Wallace able to guard every center in the NBA? It's more of an effort thing. It's more of a scheme thing than it is just let's match up height to height.
Well, I think when Wemby puts the ball on the floor, Cason Wallace, Alex Caruso, those guys are so good at stealing the ball. And you saw it where Wemby, he has the ball up high and Caruso's still able to knock it out. Like Wemby's dribble is putting the ball around their head when they're in a defensive stance, right? So there's that to it as well. But genuinely, it doesn't matter who you put on him. If Wemby gets the ball 15 feet and in, it's over. It's over. If he touches the ball at the top of the key or he touches the ball near the block, it doesn't matter who's on him. Like he's just going to get what he wants.
He's 7'4". We see it on the inbounds plays. All they have to
Oh
do is
yeah.
throw it up in the right area. I don't care if you're Chet. You can't match up against Wemby. You see it when he's at the free throw line. Like, it's the one time that you get everybody to just stop for a second, and he gets to stand by somebody who's 6'8", and he still looks just like a 2K player. And Victor Wembanyama shooting step backs. He's hitting spin moves. Like, he's hitting hezzy pulls. You should not be doing this at this height. And this is year 3, which can take us into my segment. I would like to apologize for what I said about the NBA Cup. I
Really?
was 1 week ago. This is how quickly I'm switching up, but it needs to be said. I wasn't happy with the product. I think over the past few years, it hasn't been that entertaining. When the Bucks won it last year, I don't really think it was that good of a game when OKC matched up against them. I wasn't too impressed. The Lakers won it. It was super fun the first year, but last year I wasn't impressed. This year, through all of the rounds, I wasn't super impressed. But when we got to Vegas, everybody was playing hard. The Knicks and Magic game, I'm sitting there so focused on that game. It was so entertaining. Jalen Brunson had a 40-piece, but it is one of the most difficult 40 pieces that I've seen from him. Jalen Suggs was competing with him, and that man was hurt out there. Everybody was just trying so hard. It just gave playoff basketball atmosphere in the middle of the season, which we don't get to see in the NBA. So I would like to publicly apologize for what I said about the Cup last week. The product is proving to be a great product. because of the games that we got this week. It has been incredible, and I cannot wait for the championship.
This just goes down as why NBA fans need to embrace the young stars. Everything that you want out of the NBA, you will find if you look at these young players. If you watch Wemby, if you watch Shea, if you watch Brunson, if you watch a lot of these young guys, you will get everything that you're looking for. What you need to do is you got to stop relying on Durant, LeBron, and Curry to carry the league. That's the thing. Let those guys be the old guys. Stop focusing so much on them and embrace the young NBA. Because if you do, you will see everything that you want. Competitive basketball, high quality defense, legitimate offense, and just fantastic games. Like, go watch Detroit. Go watch them. Go look at their offensive sets. It's all there. You just have to embrace the real NBA, which are these players.
Yep. Stan Van Gundy talked about this, just a short point to add to that. He talked about this during the game. If you don't believe in young teams, which for the longest time I haven't, I think you needed vets to win. You can throw that out the window now. Who's been the 1 seed in the West for the last 2 years? OKC has. Who won a championship last year? OKC did it. So you can throw out youth as an excuse for any team to win a championship in the NBA anymore. Who's running the league right now? The young guys are taking over, and Moses said it's time to just embrace it because these guys are going to be winning championships.
And it makes me ask you this question. I'm looking at the standings. I'm looking at 2 teams in particular in the East. Roman, what's more surprising to you right now? The Celtics as the 3 seed or Cleveland falling to the 8 seed?
Well, with Cleveland, they've had some minor injuries, but even with that, Donovan Mitchell's playing. Like, Jared Allen's playing. Evan Mobley's playing. Like, these guys are in the roster. These are your main guys who should be playing. Darius Garland's dealing with his turf toe. That's going to be an issue for a long time. But to go from the 1 seed to be performing like this, and I know it's a very close race in the East, but to not be competing with the Pistons and the Knicks right now for the Cavs, it's not good for them. And then you have the Celtics. Jaylen Brown is just performing like none other. We said it last week, and he just continues to have great game after great game. And it's not like these Celtics are playing bad teams. Like, the Celtics beat the Lakers, the Raptors, the Knicks, Cavs. Like, they're beating good teams. It's not bad teams. And you have Jordan Walsh in your starting lineup. Peyton Pritchard's playing incredible. Derek White's playing incredible. So if I have to pick one, but I think just because we're so early, 25 games in, the Cavs as anything less than a 6 seed is unbelievable to me. So I'm going to go with the Cavs.
Totally fair. I mean, they're 3-2 in their last 5, but with losses to Golden State and Portland and a very, very close game against Washington. And
Hornets. They lost to the Hornets tonight, went to overtime, and didn't even score a single point. They had Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell both playing and didn't score 1 point in overtime. 5 minutes of basketball, not a single point.
I think this is the Donovan Mitchell experience. I don't know. That's just kind of where I'm at.
We've been seeing it for, 8 years now?
Yeah, this is the
Really
Donovan Mitchell
good,
experience in my mind. Yeah. I think Donovan, he can't be your best player. You can't win anything. You'll never win deep in the playoffs with Donovan Mitchell as your best player. Now, when I say that, that doesn't mean that Donovan Mitchell's a bad player. What it means is that if he's your second option, your third option, you are right there to win a title. He just can't be the number 1 guy. And that's fine. There's a lot of guys that are like that.
Sounds like a very good pro that's ranked pretty high on the shooting guard list all time. Goes by the name Dwayne Wade.
Okay, that's slander.
But it's not, though.
No, it is, though.
Shaq joins the team and is able to elevate the play of Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade in that playoff run is better than Shaq, but if Shaq's not there, what's Dwayne Wade doing? We don't know. Anytime that he's won, think about who his side pieces are.
Okay, so Donovan at his peak has Wade potential, but I don't think there's ever a day that he could be Wade.
Yeah.
That's
Agreed.
kind of where I'm at. But imagine so this would be like a great comp. Imagine Donovan Mitchell with Giannis,
So I was gonna say, if Donovan
right?
Mitchell right after the bubble had
Yeah.
left to go join the Bucks,
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. You pair him with a Giannis, that's elite, elite. You pair him with Jokic and Jamal Murray, I mean, you're talking about you're looking at a dynasty.
hmm I think it's a great point of he's going to need somebody who can raise his level because they are also a superstar.
Yeah, look at what's happening with the Lakers with Luka and Austin Reeves. If Luka has Donovan Mitchell, oh my
Ooh.
gosh. Yeah, see, that's stop it, right?
Well, maybe this is the issue. We need to get we need to get Donovan Mitchell a superstar because Evan Mobley is not a superstar yet.
No, he's not.
Darius Garland is very good, all-star level player, but
Mhm.
not a superstar.
Put Donovan Mitchell with a guy like Wemby.
De'Aaron
Like,
Fox is getting that luxury right now.
for sure. Well, like that, why do you think like the Spurs guards are so good, right? They're playing with Wemby.
It
And
opens
this
a
isn't
lot of
and
opportunity.
I'm not knocking any of the Spurs guards by saying that. I'm not saying they should do it. I'm just saying that's how good Donovan Mitchell is when he's paired with a player that's just better than he is.
hmm Give Donovan Mitchell a good teammate. Give him a superstar. Give that dude a
Hey,
top 15
you
player in the league.
can't
See
give
what
him Rudy
happens.
Gobert, right? You can't give him Rudy Gobert. You need to go get he needs to go play with, one of them
Well,
ones.
who wins a championship in recent history as a single superstar by themselves? The two that I can think of,
Giannis,
Giannis. Oh, there's
Jokic,
three then.
Jokic.
That's true because Jamal Murray hasn't even been an all-star.
Jamar was not an
So
all-star.
I
Now,
think of
playoff Jamal was certified. He's a
for
certified
real
bucket, but those
Kawhi,
are yep,
Giannis,
yep.
like you said, Jokic and Steph. Steph wins it in 22, and Clay and Jordan Poole are his two best players.
Wiggins was good in that run.
That's true, but Wiggins is not superstar.
I
Nowhere
see
near it.
I see what you're getting at. I see what you're getting at.
So it's if we can give Donovan Mitchell, I don't know. I just he's not that. He's not up there with Curry. He's not up there with Jokic. He's not up there with Giannis.
No, and
Like
he's
he's
not in a
gonna need
place
help.
he's not in a place where he'd be willing to do something like this. Like he's not,
He can.
right? Like
He's got to
he's
prove
not
it in Cleveland.
yeah, he's gonna
He's
try
got to
to
prove it.
prove it on his own. But I just don't think it's there. It's not there. He's not gonna do it.
I did. And their roster makes sense too. Like it
For
is a
sure.
very good team.
For
And
sure.
if injuries don't happen last year, you probably see them in the finals. They're the one
Okay, but
seed
do you see Cleveland beating Detroit?
this year.
Mhm.
If they're healthy, yes, I give them the win.
Do you think that they beat the Knicks? Because I don't.
Now that would be a beautiful Eastern Conference Finals matchup.
They're not beating the Knicks, Roman. They're not beating the Knicks. They're
Okay, but
not doing it.
if they're healthy, can we talk about who their starting lineup is?
It doesn't matter. They're not winning.
Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell, DeAndre Hunter, Evan Mobley, and Jared Allen. If they're all healthy, they're a contending team in the East.
No, they're not, dude. The Cleveland Cavaliers are fool's gold. On paper, they look like a contender, but they're not. We do this every season with Donovan. He wins regular season games. The roster looks good. He gets to the postseason. The game gets real, and he just doesn't do it. He doesn't do it. It's
2
just
years ago,
it's fool's
4
gold.
seed,
It's fool's gold.
Magic 7 games with them. Yeah, last year they got injured. Like they're an incredible start. I think they won 15 in a row last year.
Mhm, mhm.
Like they were on pace for an incredible season, and then injuries happen. They start to lose a
Listen,
few.
the Magic would beat them this year. The Knicks would beat them this year. The Pistons would beat them this year. And I think Philly would be extremely competitive. That's
Ooh,
where I'm at. That's where I'm at.
I don't know if that team's healthy. I would only think the Knicks could compete with them. Truly, if they're healthy. DeAndre Hunter's a 20-point per game guy.
I guess we'll
And
find out.
they have defense. They got Lonzo. They got Sam Merrill off the bench, one of the best 3-point shooters in the league.
No, it's a good roster. It's a good roster, but like
Good roster doesn't convert to winning sometimes.
no, well, a good roster can get you everything you need, but you got to have a guy that's capable of doing it, and I just don't think that their guy's going to do it.
Which is crazy to say with the type of performances that Donovan Mitchell has put up in the playoffs.
Yeah.
But it's just, it's converted to him blowing a 3-1 lead in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so talk about the NBA standings right now.
The standings are so unique right now because in the West, there's a 1-game difference between the 2 and the 5 seed, which we all know who it is. Rockets, Nuggets, San Antonio Spurs, and the Lakers. And then in the East, there is, as of today, there is a 1-game difference between the 3 seed and the 9 seed. You have the Celtics, the Magic, you have the Raptors, the Heat, the 76ers, the Cavs, and the Hawks. All these teams are 1 game away from each other, maybe possibly 2 as of tonight because a few games just ended. But the race in the East, we don't know as of right now. And of course, we're 25 games in. Like, it's probably going to shake out in the next 15 to 20 games. You get to All-Star break, it's not going to look like this. But it's just so interesting to see. I don't know who's going to be the 3 seed, and I don't know who's going to be a play-in team. It's just so fun to see.
The Western Conference truly is 6 teams. We're all just watching 6 teams. We know that the postseason is going to be the Thunder, Nuggets, Rockets, Lakers, Spurs, and Timberwolves. Like that's it. That's the postseason. None of the other teams in the West matter. And we also know that the Western Conference Finals are the NBA Finals. We know that as well. But man, if you are a fan of basketball, you look at the East and you're just like, you turn on the TV and almost every single game that you could watch is so competitive and balanced. And that's what makes the NBA so fun. I love it.
That's a great point. Oh, baby. Have I got a would you rather in their prime matchup for you? Okay, here we go. Moses, would you rather in their prime Jason Tatum edition? First matchup, we've got Paul George.
Jason Tatum.
Second matchup, Jimmy Butler.
Jason Tatum.
Paul Pierce.
Oh,
Celtic on Celtic.
yeah. Oh, man. Okay, Tatum's teams, better than Paul's teams. But Paul really led that team when they won a title.
Dude in the playoffs, putting up 30 a game.
I think I go Tatum.
Okay. Next matchup, Jason Tatum versus Tracy McGrady.
I know I'm going to get a ton of hate if I take McGrady here because he loses in the first round every single season. But as an NBA talent, this is horrible. Give me McGrady.
Tell him, Mo. Tell him. All right. Since we just went Tracy McGrady, Jason Tatum versus Carmelo.
See, this would be so much easier if Tatum wins Finals MVP. This would be, and if Jaylen Brown isn't doing what he's doing today in the NBA right now, what's the criteria?
So, prime player. Prime player, 1 season. You're taking this guy to lead your team. Or you could just take their best season. So let's say Carmelo, his couple of his last years with the Nuggets into early Knicks years, but you probably take the Nuggets years, 08 to 09 Melo. And then with Jason Tatum, it's obviously 24. Or you could really take anything from 2020 for Jason Tatum.
You could take
the dude was all NBA every year.
You could take anything from 2020 on.
All NBA first team every year.
Yeah.
Jason Tatum gets disrespected a lot. He does. Like,
it's because he's so cringy.
But the man knows how to play basketball. He played both sides of the ball, too.
I think I take Jason Tatum here as well.
Okay. Next matchup, Jason Tatum versus Vince Carter.
Jason Tatum.
Jason Tatum versus Kawhi Leonard.
Kawhi Leonard. No question. That's not even a debate.
And that ends it.
That's terrible. Gosh, dang, dude.
It's a tough one because it's the hard part about it is he's still so young.
The
Jason Tatum
problem with
plays
the thing that's so tough is Tatum actually has playoff moments. And so when you put him up against McGrady, McGrady is a better hooper, but Tatum is he's had a better NBA career.
if you want to convert to wins, you're going to take
Yeah, if you
Jason
want
Tatum.
wins, you
You're
take
going to the Eastern
Tatum.
Conference Finals most of the time.
But if we're talking pure hooper, you would take McGrady.
I agree.
But if it's me, I'm taking McGrady just because I'm
You love
biased.
T-Mac.
Yeah, because I'm a team. I mean, T-Mac is. I'm a huge T-Mac guy. That's pure bias for sure.
Which I think a lot of NBA takes has bias in it, so I don't fault you for that.
100%, dude. Yeah, flame me all you want. Is what it is.
All right, we got one-on-one matchups. First matchup, KG versus Tim Duncan.
Tim Duncan.
In a one-on-one, taking Timmy D.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, 100%. Tim Duncan, the greatest power forward. Yeah, unstoppable. Give me Timmy D. Give me Timmy D.
Second matchup, Stephen Curry versus Kyrie.
Okay, one-on-one.
Steph versus Kyrie.
One-on-one. I know Kyrie's got the best bag, but Steph has a bag. Steph's got a bag. The streets want Kyrie, but I'm taking Steph.
Woo. Okay. Next matchup, Kobe Bryant versus Kawhi Leonard.
Kawhi has the size advantage. Both of these guys are giving it everything they've got on the defensive end. But when you talk tough shot making, you go Kobe Bryant here.
Good pick. Good pick.
Like refined offensive player Kobe. Kawhi had to work his way into becoming a refined offensive player. Great player. Give me Kobe, though.
I like it. We got a unique one here for the bigs. David Robinson versus Jokic.
Okay, so you're removing some of Jokic, some of the greatest assets Jokic has. He now loses passing. David Robinson.
Jokic can shoot a little bit, but he's really just going to back down, and he's backing down the ad.
Okay. David Robinson, super discredited far too often because you have that one clip of Hakeem just scoring, just like going right by him. Yeah. But it's still Jokic here. Jokic is a 3-level scorer. He has every move in his bag. It's Jokic.
For our final matchup, LeBron versus KD.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, prime LeBron.
Prime Bron, prime KD.
Prime LeBron, though.
You can take any of Bron's MVP seasons versus KD's MVP season.
Okay, 2018 LeBron wins that. 2012 LeBron wins that. You take 09 LeBron, I think he wins it purely because he just dunks the ball every time. I like this is the thing is if one player has too much athleticism, it just doesn't work in a one-on-one. Like LeBron, you can't stop him one-on-one. Like now if it's like
KD does.
If it's two dribbles, I think it changes because it's tough shot making. But if it's just straight up, you go LeBron James.
That ends our one-on-one matchups.
Okay, but we got to do one like let's talk like hoopers. Like I want to talk tough shot making. We're talking like 3-4 dribbles type one-on-one.
Okay, if we go real in the streets, king of the court, I'll give you a king of the court like Gauntlet. We'll go through the list there. So let's start AI versus Kyrie.
Kyrie.
Okay. Kyrie versus James Harden.
James Harden, the size advantage.
Harden versus PG.
Oh.
We should probably go Harden versus Melo first. And then Melo PG.
You can stick PG, it's fine. We've seen this matchup. We go James Harden here.
Harden versus Melo.
Melo's a bull. Melo wins on size advantage. I go Melo.
Okay. Melo versus T-Mac.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so this pure hooping,
One-on-one.
T-Mac's too athletic. I think you go T-Mac here.
T-Mac versus KD.
If we're playing 3-4 dribbles here, I'm going KD.
KD versus Kobe.
KD versus Kobe? Kobe?
I feel like it's good to end it off with Kobe because you get both sides of the ball.
But KD's 7 feet tall.
And Kobe has gone on record as saying the only person that he never figured out how to guard was Kevin Durant.
Yeah, but he's out of his prime. He also said that his toughest matchup was Tracy McGrady.
You got like 06 Kobe versus like
I think
2014.
Kobe gets Durant off of his spot more. Kobe is a better tough shot maker. Call me. Is it crazy to take Kobe?
But this is KD though. I don't know. Okay. You said what you said. See how the people respond.
I mean, the people are going to just call me out for so many inconsistencies. This is the thing, is
It's live recorded.
not everything, well, yes, but also like what the criteria that you consider in one scenario is not the same in another scenario.
No.
That's what people don't understand. Like if you give me two players that have similar athleticism and one guy is just an absolute winner, that's different than if you give me LeBron James. Like it doesn't, like, not everything's the same.
Well, and we do primes, we do one-on-ones, we do start a career, we do one season. Like we mix it up too. So it's like that's gonna change the answer too.
Exactly. And I get it, you guys all want it to be, you want it to be equal. Guess what? Life isn't that way. Accept it. Get over it. Now, with that being said, here's my question for you, Roman. Alligator. With that being said, here's my question for you. You get the chance to start a franchise. You have to pick one of these two players. You get their entire career. Are you taking Dwayne Wade or James Harden? Now, when you evaluate this, I want you to really, it's not you're guaranteed to win championships or you're getting Shaq and all this kind of stuff. It is purely you are getting that statistical player every single season over the course of their career.
Oh. Well, if it's statistics, then I feel like I have to go James Harden. Because Wade starts off better, but gradually declines by about year 7, year 8. Like
Okay,
it's gonna go down.
So you'd prefer the longevity of Harden, but weaker playoff performances over a
I thought we were strictly regular season.
a stronger early peak with elevated performances in the postseason.
No, I thought we were just strictly talking regular season, and then it doesn't pan out how their postseason ends up. But
I think you can take postseason stats compared to postseason stats. You just don't get, you're not getting LeBron James is basically what I'm getting at, or Shaquille O'Neal.
Okay, so this is why it makes it more difficult because Dwayne Wade's playoff stats, especially early on in his career, destroy James Harden, he is a known playoff choker.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes it a little more difficult.
So you get the longevity of James Harden with an MVP level peak versus 8 years of high-end D Wade right from the jump, and then knee issues, fades fast.
Well, with the Heat, what in his younger years, besides 06, they have maybe one other deep playoff run. Like that Heat team is not that insane because Shaq doesn't stay for long. D-Wade doesn't have much help early on in his career. So it's like the deep playoff runs aren't even there. With James Harden, I get second round at least every year, and then I go to the conference finals and I go to 7 games versus the greatest team ever assembled. I get to choose purely based on their stats. Yo, this is a lot more difficult than I thought it was gonna be.
It really is challenging. Because now that Harden's a top 10, Harden's a top 10 all-time scorer.
Mm-hmm. But he doesn't win.
Yeah, but we're gonna fault him for playing Golden State. If Harden's playing in the East, they very well may beat Cleveland themselves.
Okay, but I could put it the other way and say if D Wade had to go in the West every year, he would have matched up with Kobe or Tim Duncan every single time and would have lost.
Yeah, but the truth is, outside of 06, without LeBron or without Shaq, he wasn't winning regardless in the East. This is the thing. Harden, there were times where Harden was recognized as the best point guard in the league. There were stretches where he was seen as the number one point guard in the league. There was never a time that Wade was considered the best shooting guard in the league, ever.
Only time he makes the conversation is, what, 08? After he's won a championship, he's had a couple good years in a row.
No, nobody took him over Kobe. Nobody would take him over Kobe. Kobe was the
for
better
Heat
shooting
fans,
guard.
for Heat fans, he slips into the conversation. You can't tell me he doesn't.
But then we're talking fandom, right? And that's delusional. You're talking fandom, that's delusional. You can say Wade was the best shooting guard in the East, for sure, but he was never the best shooting guard in the league, ever.
No, as long as Kobe was in the league, he's better than Wade.
Correct. And Kobe was...
I think I have to stick with James. I have to.
You're going to take James Harden?
He has his blunders in the playoffs, but if I'm purely just taking statistics, like this is James Harden. I have to take James Harden.
This is a tough one, dude. Let us know what you guys think.
That's a great question.
If you're taking the totality of a career minus the championships, you just get the player. Are you taking Wade for his entire career, or are you taking Harden? We need to know.
I might just be taking Harden because of the 60-point triple doubles, 40-point triple doubles, 50-point triple doubles.
Well, I want to talk shooting guards though a little bit more. I've got an all-time shooting guard gauntlet for you. All-time shooting guard gauntlet at the peak of their powers.
Okay.
Jaylen Brown versus Ray Allen.
Yo, Jaylen Brown's a Finals MVP.
Mm-hmm.
It's Jaylen Brown.
Jaylen Brown versus Reggie Miller.
I don't want.
This is crazy.
There's so much recency bias. Oh. No, Prime Reggie's so good, though. At the peak of their powers. But Reggie Miller makes it to the finals. He gets there.
Absolutely.
And who's his second best player? Jermaine O'Neal?
Jermaine was good. Jermaine was a bucket.
Yeah, but he's not Jason Tatum.
No.
I got to give it to Reggie.
Okay. Reggie Miller, Klay Thompson.
No, Reggie. It's Reggie.
Reggie Miller, Tracy McGrady.
It's Reggie.
Ooh. Reggie Miller, Allen Iverson.
Allen Iverson.
Allen Iverson, Vince Carter.
At their peak.
I can't even believe you're thinking about this one.
Oh, give me. It's AI. It's AI. It's AI.
Thank you. Allen Iverson versus James Harden.
James Harden.
James Harden versus Dwayne Wade.
Peak of their abilities. D Wade.
Dwayne Wade versus Kobe Bryant.
Kobe.
Kobe versus MJ.
MJ.
And there you go. MJ wins.
No, that middle hurts me, though. That middle hurts me.
Listen, I feel like because Charlotte loses so many games, their rookie con is not getting a lot of attention. But when you talk about a rookie that's teams losing games and is still getting plenty of media coverage, you got to go to Derek Queen. Derek Queen has already been named Baby Jokic. He already has played more games this season than I think Zion has in 5 of his 7 seasons. He's fun to watch. He's a great passer. They're running the offense through him. Fears is stepping up for sure. But I'm curious, These guys are neck and neck right now in the Rookie of the Year standings. Who had a better first 25 games, Derek Queen or Colin Knuppel?
See, this one's interesting because Hans looks like a scorer. Like, he looks like Klay Thompson to me out there, and
Okay.
is helping lead the Hornets to some random wins, which a few more than the Pelicans. Pelicans, Derek Queen, like you said, they're running the offense through him. This dude is toying with triple doubles. It seems like every other game.
Yeah.
It is incredible numbers. Looking more like a Rookie of the Year. I think Derek Queen is creeping up on Con Knuppel, but I think Con takes it right now through 25 games.
I like it. This week, for the I Know Y'all Forgot About segment, instead of picking a player, I want to talk about an NBA team. I know y'all forgot about the 2008-2009 Houston Rockets. Now, if you were an NBA fan back then, you looked at that roster that had Ron Artest, Shane Battier, they had Rafer Alston, Yao Ming, Aaron Brooks, Tracy McGrady. It was a high-end roster. You felt like they were going to do something special. T-Mac goes down, knee injury, the knee injury that truly does end his prime. And you're thinking, what is this team actually going to do? Well, they finished 53-29 that year. They end up playing the LA Lakers. And I'll tell you what, as a kid watching this series, I don't know if I've ever rooted for an underdog more than the 2008-2009 Houston Rockets. McGrady never makes it out of the first round, but this team, without their best player, they pushed that Lakers team to 7 games. Did they lose by 40 points in game 5? Yes, they did. Did I watch the And One mixtape after every Rafer Alston game? Yes, I did. Did I think Aaron Brooks was dominating Derek Fisher in the series? Of course I did. Did the Shane Battier Kobe stopper uh, discourse get in the way of them winning that series because it made Kobe turn into Psycho Kobe? Absolutely. Did the Houston Rockets end up losing to the Lakers? Yes. Kobe ends up also beating Carmelo in the Western Conference Finals. He had a great playoff run that year. But man, I don't know if there's an underdog that I rooted for more, that I was just I wanted to win so bad than that team. A great what if story if McGrady's healthy, but man, did you forget about that 2008-2009 Houston Rockets?
I definitely forgot about it because I was 6 years old. But I love the way you put that because it just makes me think of Kobe Bryant as a player. I know in the media they were talking about, oh, he's got Ron Artest and Shane Battier. Kobe's the type of player that just made him play harder. You just know
It
he
did.
played harder because the media was saying that these two were going to lock him up. I
Yeah.
can only imagine what it looked like at the time, but that team just sounds fun. I can't believe they didn't have T-Mac. Can only imagine what they could have done if they did have him. Might have been his one time to actually win something.
The saddest thing about the Houston Rockets at that time was it was the healthiest that Yao had been since his second or third season in the league. And it's the same year that they lose T-Mac. And so it was these two players were just ships crossing in the night. And they just never were able to truly get on the same page for a full season to see what that Rockets team could have been. What a great year, though. That was a fun series to watch.
I might have to go watch that series just to see what it was like. I just want to see it.
And with that, we're going to close out season 3, episode 8 of the Swishlist podcast. This was a ton of fun, Roman. Always is getting to sit down and talk with you. We've got a lot of fun stuff cooking up, you guys. We have a lot of really cool opportunities.
If you want to hear us talk about specific topics that we haven't gone through, let us know. We're on all your favorite platforms. We're on Instagram. We're on TikTok. We're on Facebook. We're on wherever you get your podcasts from. January is going to be big. Big announcement coming probably in a couple weeks. Some personal stuff. It'll be a little bit different, but it's going to be cool. But yeah, this week was more of a we talked about just general NBA stuff because it's been a lesser week with the NBA Cup, which has been amazing. So next week we'll get back into 8 games, 9 games a night. and we'll be able to cover a little bit more. But a great episode, fun episode, just talking about old players, good stuff going on. So good episode. Swishlist Podcast, Season 3, Episode 8. We are out.